the fam, that's what they call me. I promise that.
What's going on, guys? Another video today. It's another video. Put that there. Eerie footage that shouldn't exist from Slapped Ham. I'm gonna put his link in the description so you can check him out. I watch him too. He's a oh shit. Sorry about that, guys. I almost knocked everything over. But I watch him too. Let's put you guys back up. Anyways, let's make sure that. Okay. I was just making sure everything works. But we're going to get into this. Videos that shouldn't exist but do, because they're right here. So let's get into it.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some unsettling videos that can't quite be explained. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content just like this. There are certain paranormal legends that seem almost universal. Many countries have their own version of the Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. However, there's also a certain type of ghost that appears in the lore and mythology of numerous cultures. This ghost is the woman in white. In most legends about this terrifying type of spirit, the woman in white is described as a pale, sad-looking woman with usually long, dark hair. She's always dressed in white, typically a long, flowing dress. The colour white is often a symbol of purity and innocence. This is appropriate attire for the spirits in the legends associated with the woman in white. Typically, the women in these stories are devoted wives and mothers.
It's not beer. It's root beer. Root beer. I never tried this kind. Tastes good. I used to try the other kinds in like gas stations, but I never tried this. It's pretty good.
Who tragically lose their lovers or children, and their own lives typically end in violence. Their spirits then roam the earth searching for their lost loved ones. In this video, a group of ghost hunters appears to have captured an image of a woman in white in their eerie footage shot in the jungle. In the dark of night, a mysterious woman in a white dress appears in the foliage. Her head down, her long dark hair obscures her face.
That's creepy.
One of the ghost hunters approaches the spirit.
No,
his
you know
hands in the
better.
air to indicate that he means no harm.
No.
However, the mysterious lady slips away into the trees when he gets too close. The clip continues as the hunters once again find the mysterious woman standing eerily among the undergrowth. Again, the hunter approaches with his hands up.
Yo, this guy is brave though. Even though it might be fake. Cause this is like a real clear video of a woman thing, whatever. It might be fake, but if it was real, man, he's brave. I would not go up on something like that. That's a no.
But as before, the woman slips away, seemingly vanishing into thin air. This routine happens several more times. The hunters approach and the woman disappears. Who could this mysterious person be? Many believe that the video is a hoax. Still, the appearance of this melancholy, ghost-like entity is chilling. Love to get your thoughts on this one in the comment section below. When the Hernandez family sat down to enjoy a peaceful dinner in their home in Clovis, California, they never expected their in-home security
Sorry guys, I'm a little sick. I've been sick for a couple of days, coughing and nose been running, so sorry if I'm sniffling at you guys.
To provide eerie footage for their mealtime entertainment. Yet, the family had hardly begun their meal when they suddenly jumped out of their seats to get a closer look at the bizarre entity making an appearance on the video. This particular camera pointed at the parking area outside of the home. At first, it looks like a normal, peaceful night. Then, a strange figure begins working its way through the parking lot. The apparition could almost be a ghost out of an old horror film.
That's creepy.
It appears as a vaguely human-shaped figure that trails off as it reaches the ground.
Oh god, yep, there we go.
The apparition moves quickly, almost as if teleporting
Oh, he's
from
a
one
cop,
spot
too.
to another. The insubstantial white that makes up its form trailing behind it like a mist.
That's creepy.
In footage from another camera, we see the family leave the table and head closer to the screen, watching the apparition carefully as it dances across the parking lot. They later stated that their hair immediately stood on end as they watched the footage, certain that they were looking at something not of this world. Even the family dog seemed to know that something wasn't quite right.
What's going
but
on?
none of them could explain
Y'all
the
got
bizarre
up like that,
entity
man.
that thankfully stayed outside. Surveillance is everywhere.
Back.
Luckily for ghost hunters, closed-circuit cameras seem to be great at recording eerie footage created by ghosts lurking in places where you least expect them. This bizarre video was recorded by a CCTV camera set in the ceiling of an ordinary waiting room. The room is full of people, so the woman, who seems to have attracted a ghostly admirer, was unlikely to be expecting a supernatural encounter. The video shows a large room. Several people are waiting among the rows of chairs that take up much of the space. One woman stands at a window being helped by a staff member. Nothing unusual happens until the woman at the window turns away and begins walking across the room. After she takes a few steps, it becomes clear she's being followed. A strange shadow seems to stalk her, following a few feet behind as she exits the room. The shape and movements of the shadow are reminiscent of a massive bat, but the camera only catches a shadow. The video went viral on Chinese social media, but many claim that the eerie footage is a fake. They point to the fact that no one in the room appears to notice the unusual apparition, suggesting that it was artificially added to the video. However, it isn't unusual for spirits to appear on film.
Yeah, but you know, they're not naked to our eyes. They're like, they don't show in our eyes. Never. Like, barely do. It does on cameras because I guess cameras have some kind of weird thing it does. And if it wants to show, it'll show, but it didn't want to show, only follow. So, I don't know why people really think that's fake. They don't do research before they talk. But, that's creepy.
Even when the witnesses swear there was nothing there. Was this shadowy bat the real deal? You'll have to decide for yourself.
You see that guy taking shots?
Residents of a town in Indonesia were shocked and saddened when a woman chose to step in front of an oncoming train to take her own life. In the days after the incident, many people raised questions about why the woman made the unfortunate choice that led to her death. No one seemed to know her reasoning, but obviously some sort of tragic story must have led her to her grisly decision. The people of the town tried to move on. Unfortunately, the woman's spirit had other ideas. Exactly 7 days after the woman took her own life on the train tracks, residents who lived nearby began reporting that they saw a woman with long dark hair in a white dress walking along the tracks late at night. Reminiscent of the backstories of other women in white tales, it seems that the tragic nature of this woman's death has trapped her spirit in the place where she died.
That shit happens.
In the video, a group of young boys decides to stay out after curfew to attempt to capture some eerie footage of the town's new ghost. The video clearly shows a dark-haired woman in a long white dress walking down the tracks just in front of them.
So that could be fake. I mean, come on, look how close he got.
No matter how quickly they walk, she always stays a few yards ahead of them. She never turns to give the camera a glimpse of her face, but the residents of the neighbourhood are convinced that she is the lingering spirit of the woman who met her end mere weeks before. Kids are known for having a strange sense of humour. When a child tragically dies before their time, do they take that sense of humour with them? This eerie footage seems to suggest that they do. The footage shows what appears to be a pale young boy wearing all white standing in the middle of a dark road. The images on the screen are still until a motorcycle suddenly drives into frame. The rider brakes just as the front tyre comes into contact with the boy. Believing that he's just run over a child, the rider climbs off his bike and begins searching the ground for his accidental victim.
They ain't there.
The rider seems puzzled when he can find no trace of the boy that had been standing in the middle of the road mere moments before. Suddenly, the boy reappears on the side of the road. The rider is clearly shocked and terrified. He lets out a scream before abandoning his motorcycle and running away from the apparition.
No, don't leave your motorcycle.
Children often enjoy jumping out to scare people. This little boy seems to have discovered that it's even more fun when you're a ghost.
Hey, gotta do something.
When a security guard in Turkey was monitoring video feeds late one evening, they saw something that immediately made them whip out their phone to film the screen. Many internet users have watched the footage, but no one can explain exactly what the video has captured.
I remember this one. This is
the
an
footage
old
begins
video.
with what at first appears to be an ordinary person in a white suit walking.
I don't know if y'all seen it, but this one is like a little itty bitty dude walking, and he starts jump. I think he jumped just a little bit, then he flew. Guessing that's what happened, but he does fly off. Let's see.
Onto the street. They meander around for a while, looking almost lost as they move around.
There they are.
Suddenly, the figure lifts off the ground and begins hovering in the air.
See, he didn't bounce. I don't know why I thought
to
he
make
bounced,
the footage even more bizarre, the figure remains completely upright while in the air, a very unusual position for flying.
True. Goes out of camera.
The figure alights to the ground and takes off again several times, never travelling far.
That's weird.
They seem happy just to hover a few feet off the ground. After a few short flights, the mysterious aviator returns to the ground, casually walks away out of range of the camera. Love to get your thoughts on this mysterious piece of footage. What do you think that figure is?
What I think, I don't know. It could be anything, really. It could be just like a balloon, you know, if the wind, gust of wind took it, then it dropped back down. And it's just the wind making it bounce, you know, move. But the way it acts is kind of different than a balloon. It could be like a bag, maybe, but a bag would be different. Could be like someone made a joke, like literally, because they know the camera was there. Decided to make it like a drone thing to fly, and yeah. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's different ways of saying it.
Before we get to that number one spot and take a look at a terrifying shadow entity captured in an office, remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop about all our latest content. In another terrifying security camera video, an entity that truly defies explanation had a group of office workers terrified of what might be lurking in their workspace. Although the apparition appeared long after closing time, its appearance on the security footage was nonetheless terrifying. On a particular spot on the floor, just near the far wall, a black shadow begins to appear.
Who leaves the garage door?
Over the course of a few seconds, the small spot of darkness begins to...
Not a garage, but like a shutter. They let the crack open. If it's closed, why is that cracked open? Come on now.
Grow darker and larger.
It looks like it's crawling.
Eventually, it seems to extend forward across the floor, almost appearing like a torso with only a pair of long arms attached.
That's creepy. Looks
Then
like it stands
the shadow
up.
grows taller, looking for just a moment like a full person, until collapsing back into an amorphous shadow.
That is creepy.
A shot from another angle provides a glimpse of what appears to be the silhouette of a face as the apparition undergoes its terrifying transformation. Taken as a whole, the video brings to mind the image of a demon struggling to free itself from the hellscape below before being dragged back to eternal damnation. Hopefully, the unsuspecting staff of this office hasn't unwittingly settled down to work atop a portal to hell.
If you want to see some more scary videos, then check out that link on the top there. Otherwise, there's a creepy playlist there you can binge on for hours.
Alright guys, that was a good video. I like it. It's Slapped Ham. I'm putting his description down below so you can check him out. So leave a comment, like and subscribe. You know, hit that bell.
Peter Pan, that's what they call me.